Well, welcome back, ladies, to She's in Charge of Business podcast. This is the podcast for women that know they're ready for more. Hi, I'm Becky LaFave, and I'm your host and founder of She's in Charge of Business. And together, we are going to unlock your confidence and the clarity you're looking for to get out of your own damn way and get into action in your business. And I'm excited to share with you today. I have a guest on that we are going to be talking about things that, seriously, ladies, I can't even believe I'm going to say this out loud, that I've never even talked about on our podcast. And it's all about finances. And girlfriend, you know we need it, right? So I'm excited to bring on my guest. Welcome, welcome, JaRee Bowers. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so excited to be here with you, Becky. I just love moments like this.
Me too. So welcome to the podcast. And ladies, before I get into this, I want to let you know that we actually met each other at a business conference. And she had a table up talking about all the things she does. And I was walking around and introduced myself, and we made an instant connection. So, I know we live in this big, wide world of the online space, but it's so important to get out there in your local area to really make connections with women, because not everybody is for you. And God only knows we don't need everyone to be for us. But the ones that are going to spark, and you're going to gravitate toward each other just like we did. And this is why I'm bringing on women that I know that you will love too, because if you love working with me, listening to me, you know that I'm making these deep connections with real women outside of just being in the online space as well. And I recommend you do too. So that's how we met. So I'm so excited to have you here.
I am so excited too. And that event, oh my goodness, was that fun or what? I mean, it was so fun. And we met so many great people. It was just a fantastic time.
We did. And you know what? It's been a blessing, because I have invited so many amazing women to be on the podcast because of it. So I feel so blessed to be able to say yes to myself and to be able to be at that event to meet all you amazing ladies that I've privileged to have on my podcast. So let's get into this, because you are focused on giving first. And this is what our podcast is all about as well. So ladies, when I say I interview these people beforehand, I really do. She's the owner of My Freedom First, which is all about empowering women to get a full understanding on how to create financial legacy. This will never run out of money. Ladies, does that sound like we never want to run out of monies? Like, can I get a hell yes?
Right.
Yes. And
Yeah.
so what she's doing is leveraging tools of wealth to pay yourself first. Now, I can't say I've ever really heard this, but I know there's a lot of people out there that talk about pay yourself first. So she's also a GG and honors the father first as the CEO of her company. And, we talked about this before, but I always say God is my business partner. And when I've got no one else to talk to, sometimes I go to him first, and sometimes it's the only person I go to, right? And so, it's really important to connect your values to what your beliefs are in life. And today we get to do that. So I'm excited. And, I was saying earlier, I can't believe, I'm not a whole lot into my podcast yet. We're still pretty new. But being a business owner for the last 33 years myself, I'm surprised that we have not talked about this. So I am thrilled to have you, really talk about deepening what is my freedom first. What does that really mean? And what are the core principles to that that we're talking about today?
Well, what My Freedom First is all about, Becky, is just making sure that we are being serious about our true freedom. And financial freedom is just as important as being able to walk out the door and go do whatever you want when you want with who you want, right? Having financial freedom is vital to our health and our financial legacy. If we don't have everything set up the way we should or know what we should know about financial legacy and building it properly, then we're leaving a huge gap in the plans of our lives and what the future actually looks like. Because there can be catastrophic events that take place that will literally set you on a downward spiral if you are not taking care of everything for your finances. So it's very vital. And my Freedom First came about because I fly a lot. And, I was listening to the stewardess, and she was saying, put on your oxygen mask before you help everyone else. And I'm like, that's exactly what this is about. You've got to take care of you, being responsible for you, yourself, making sure that nobody's going to have to come in and adjust their entire life. Let's just say a critical injury or a terminal or something takes place that's going to adjust your life. And now you have to rely on somebody else to take care of you.
Yeah.
That's something you want to face. No.
Yeah,
So my Freedom First is just taking responsibility for yourself.
Yeah, so true. And I have so many other things going on in my life besides my business, which I'm sure multiple people that are listening to this right now can say, oh, I do too. There's always something going on.
Yes.
And, like she said, are you putting yourself first? And I really can say, because we've had this conversation, I talked about it with you, and I freely share everything. Like, I don't hold any shit back in my life. It's like, you see what you get. I'm not one of those women that, you're going to see the pretty roses. I mean, I do wear a lot of cute pink and I am flashy and all, but you know what? I am the real freaking deal, because I say shit that most people won't say. And I'm okay with that. I've been that girl my whole entire life, in hopes that you will one day, or today might be the day, to say, you know what? I'm going to stand up and I'm going to say my truth, because I'm good enough, right? I am who I am. And so I allow people to be them. And doing so, it allows me to be me as well. And we talked about this, a few years back. I had severe health issues, put me in bankruptcy. I was $150,000 in debt. And I have insurance, like, really? Do you? And so, I had health insurance, but really got me nowhere for my health, and put our ass deep in debt. And we had spent a lifetime of building. Most women are in the age group that we're in, right? And we have built our homes. We have built what we thought was all the right things as the American people, to be snapped away in seconds, right? And we've had to put everything on the line to make sure my health, number one, was put first in that moment. And so, this is why I'm really excited to talk with you, because I know that you have things that you have tools that can really help women or men, but we speak to women, put themselves first, pay themselves first. And it's a little bit of what we talked about even at the conference. And that's why I said, you know what, this is so important, because so many women like myself have worked their asses off.
Yes.
And for it to be taken in no time from them. And I really want women to listen up and put things into place that you've worked so hard for, to not allow this to happen to you. Because there's some things that I wish I would have knew beforehand, that we wouldn't have been put in a position that we were. So in your experience, what are some of the common challenges or misconceptions that women face when building long-term financial security? And how do we overcome those obstacles?
Well, so one of the biggest things that women face, I think, is the fact that they're afraid that they're going to run out of money. And when you really think about it, we spend our entire lives working so diligently to make that pile grow so big that we don't have to worry about it, right? But then, like you said, Becky, something takes place in your health, and now snap, and it's all gone. And now what are we going to do? And so what I really focus on helping people with is a living benefits understanding. So what living benefits is all about is, not only does it protect your money, all the money you've built, but it also protects your life. therefore being responsible for yourself. So had you had a living benefits plan in place for yourself, none of that would have been your experience. You would not have depleted everything. You would have not had to go through bankruptcy and all of those things, because living benefits is literally accessing up to 90% of your life insurance policy. It is a term life insurance you do not have to die to use, and it does not cost 1 single cent more than a term life insurance policy. It just has so much more. Well, it's not just that. It's also how you build tax-free retirement. Because the second biggest expense, and these experiences that so many people are having, is taxes. And it's just like, oh my God, I have to pay this much. I have to pay so much in taxes. I'm sick and tired of paying so much in taxes. Well, I'm here to tell you that not only do we normally face the taxes by building a business and all of that, or if you're employed, you know, you've got to pay state, federal, and all the stuff. But also when you build a traditional financial plan, which would be the 401ks, the IRAs, all of those things, what you're doing is you're setting up Uncle Sam's retirement. Now, why would we do that? If we're constantly paying into taxes on everyday things, on life, our paycheck, all the things, and our house, property tax, the whole thing, why would we set up our plan to make sure that he gets paid his retirement as well? Now, I'm not saying don't do some of that, but I'm saying you need to know how to build a tax-free retirement plan, which takes his fingers out of your money, and at the same time protects your life. So not only your life, but your money. And so what my experience is women do not know. Nobody knows. We were not educated in school of any level of how the wealthy pay themselves first. They leverage what I'm talking about. They leverage living benefits. They leverage other people's money to make sure that they never have to spend their personal money they've earned their whole life on stuff that takes place that is a normal thing for all of us, like your health that you went through. It's very big. And learning how to pay yourself first is simply diving into what makes sense for your financial legacy and then implementing it, paying yourself first, literally, making sure that you are not left out. Most women, I'm telling you, another thing I've learned, oh my goodness, most women leave themselves last because they're taking care of everyone else, because we have 25 hats to wear every day for everyone else. And we're too tired. We're exhausted on even thinking about ourselves. So that comes into self-care and all the things that we need to be doing. Well, self-care is taking care of your financial future, because I don't know any woman, including myself, Becky, that wants my sons or my daughter-in-laws to take care of me if there's a crisis, or at the end of my life when I should have retirement set in order and I have to depend on them to take care of me. I don't think that is retirement and dignity.
No, I would agree. And, in today's society that we live in, when you think about these retirement homes and all the expense, they're very expensive.
Yes.
Illness is expensive. Everything today is so costly. And, I don't want to have to rely on my children, like you said, to have to wipe my ass or do all the things that they don't want to do.
I was going to say that, but you said it. There you go.
You know what I mean? I know, I don't know too many women that want that, right?
No.
So it's true. And if we don't know what we don't know. Right?
Exactly.
We don't know what we don't know. And there's a reason why you're hearing this today, ladies. If you don't already know this, this is so important to listen in. So could you share some practical strategies or tools that women right now could leverage and prioritize their financials to effectively pay themselves first? What
Yes.
is something that I can say, okay, before I get on a call with you? What are some of the things that you recommend that women to feel good to be able to lever themselves and say, man, I need to put myself first? What does that look like?
Well, what that looks like is simply combing through your finances right now. And I know a lot of people want to put that off, but it's vital. So, literally, take a deep look into what are you spending on a daily basis? Are you going out to coffee too many times? You know, that $5 adds up every
Mhm.
single day into hundreds of dollars in a month's time. But a really big one is dive into your insurance plans, your
Mm.
homeowners, your property casualty, all of the stuff, the vehicles, everything. Look at those and see if you can carve out some extra money by going to another agency, maybe, go from one insurance agency to another one because maybe you can carve out 50, $60 a month that you didn't know you could do. A lot of us get loyal to certain companies. Well, I have to ask you, are they loyal to you?
Amen. That's what I'm
So
saying.
check that. If they're loyal to you, then don't look at changing it. But if they're not, then you look at changing it. Go through and look at your tax exemptions. If you're an employee, then make sure that you are taking as much as you possibly can without paying into Uncle Sam. Because last time I checked, he doesn't pay you interest on the money you gave all year long. Everybody loves getting that $5, $6,000, $10,000 check at the end of the year or the beginning of the following year, tax return. But he never adds interest to it. So why not pay yourself first through giving that money to yourself, putting it into a plan that is going to give you interest and compound for you? So that's another thing,
Mm.
going through your bank account to see what it is that you are spending money on. There's a lot of women that sign up for a whole lot of plans that we're going to do, or auto ship programs and all that kind of stuff that maybe we're not even participating in anymore, but yet $50 is going out the door every single month, to that. So combing through that, making sure that you've got everything crossed, all the T's are crossed, all the I's are dotted when it comes to how can I take care of the essentials and cut out some of the things that I thought I needed. Now, that doesn't mean don't go have fun with girlfriends. It just means maybe you don't have enough to, $400 to go spend time with the girlfriends every month, and you can pay yourself $200, $250, something like that. On average, when you go through my program that I literally set up and help you walk through, I can save you around $250 on money you're already spending. You're not having to go get an extra job. I can tell you too, when they did it to me, I was spending $750 a month on stuff that I did not need. What? I was so upset. Like,
Yeah.
okay, but it was the fact that I needed to go through it. So that's some things you can implement today to find out how much money you can carve out of what you're spending frivolously on things that really are not benefiting you in the long run.
Yeah. It's interesting. Some of the things that you've said, we have actually done over the years. But when it comes to like seeing inside of your insurance, your benefit, and deeper things that you might not know about, like that's interesting to me because we've never taken a deep dive into things like this. But really paying attention to where our money is going, especially after we went through our bankruptcy,
Yes.
really taking a deep dive look and seeing where actually is our money going. And it's so funny because I talk to women all the time. Like, I'm a coffee girl, but I do not buy coffee out. I refuse to spend my money at a Starbucks or at a whatever's around the corner. Like I
Right.
just refuse. And I see so many women, $10 almost a day on their way to work or what have you, or that is their guilty pleasure. And it blows my mind because they've never really sat down to see how much at the end of the month, let alone the week, but the end of the month, like how
Yeah.
much does that coffee really mean to you, right?
Well, Becky, ten
Blows my
dollars a
mind.
day. $10 a day is $300 a month.
It's crazy to me.
On what?
I,
Right. Yeah.
like I could see it every once in a while. Like I said, I treat myself like I like to have fun in life. We enjoy our life to the fullest because I make damn sure I do, because why am I here? And
Right.
so, but I also like see the value of, yes, I am 52 years old, and in God willing, I will be in my 90s. And like I said, I want to have a plan in place that I make sure that I am paying myself first. And being that I've been a business owner my entire life, I pay a lot of freaking taxes. I can tell you that right now. And
Right.
so it
Right.
sucks,
Yeah.
And
And
so
you
I
don't
want to
have a
learn.
retirement. That's the other thing that I was going to tell you too, is that a lot of times I come in contact with business owners, especially women, who think that, oh, well, I'm building this business up and I'm going to sell it and that's going to be my retirement. Okay. I really hope and pray that that is the case. But if it isn't,
Yeah.
because nobody's going to pay you $1 million if you don't exist. Like if
Yes.
you run the show, is that value there for them? So that's something to really consider and think about. And I've spent my life owning my own businesses. I've never, well, I can't say never, but for a very short period of time, I had a job and I found out real quick I didn't want to be told what to do and when. And
Mhm.
therefore, I have spent some time in the recent years. Once I've discovered all of this, I pour every extra cent I have into my retirement foundational plans, because it's not the pretty part that I'm talking about. Building that foundation, building tax-free retirement, infinite banking plans, that is a total nother topic. You can have your own bank and borrow it from yourself to make other investments. That is smart money. That's what the wealthy do.
Mhm.
So doing those things is not the pretty part. It's not like the painting on the wall, putting money out there in the market, hoping it hits it big. But here's the thing, you never lose a single cent. And that's another principle of the mega wealthy. They have tons of money in places that are never going to drop due to market downturn.
Right.
That's what I'm all about. So that's what I build. That's what I show you how to do. And working with me, that's what you're going to figure out. And I'm going to educate you for free until, because I want you to know what the hell is going on and
Yeah.
why you're doing it. Nobody's going to stick to a plan of paying themselves first because everybody else is going to start asking you for your money.
Yep.
Right? And you're not gonna stick to the plan unless you know what is going on and what the end result is gonna be. And I'm gonna tell you, when you get to the end and you are sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, I've got to depend on Social Security and my kids to take care of me, you're gonna be wishing that that $10 coffee cup could come right back into your bank account
Right.
and build your retirement. You're gonna wish you had of. And that's the point,
Yeah.
behind all of this. Yes.
So fantastic. Well, tell us, how can our audience get in touch with you? Because I know right now there is so many women out there just like me that have made some big mistakes, also some great things, but some big mistakes. And without you knowing, you can't do better, not unless you know. I remember hearing Oprah Winfrey say, you
Mm-hmm.
know what? Until you know, you can't make change. Now that you know,
Right.
you can now do something about it, right? Well, ladies, you heard it here first. There is some things that you can do and build, and don't hide underneath the rock. For the longest time, I have just taken, as a wife, as a woman, I've taken the seat on this whole thing in my life, which is so shocking to even me, being that I've always been in charge. Right. And this is why I called my business She's in Charge of Business, because I've always been in charge. But the one thing that I've never been in charge of is our finances. I always left it up to my husband. And frankly, it wasn't fair. And
Right.
I'm taking a stand right now for myself. And I hope I'm taking a stand for you to stand for yourself and be in charge of your life, your finances, your business, your marriage, your friendship, everything. Step into the role, even if you share it with somebody else. Step into the role and be in charge of what that looks like for you. Because if I would have taken more of a stance, I would have felt more secure. And I know a lot of women do not feel secure, you know,
That's
and
right.
we want to feel secure. We want to be able to know that we're taken care of, whether you have that husband or not. You know, we all want to feel that. And so I encourage you today to reach out. We're going to have a link
Mhm.
for them to grab your calendar. Is that what you have for us today?
Yeah. Yes, I have. My contact information is my email, my phone number, my link for my calendar, the website where you can go look at it, all of the things that you need to get in touch with me. And I'm just going to tell you to expand a little on that point of we want to make sure that we are taken care of. There are women that leave it up to their husbands, and then their husbands pass away and they don't even know the bank account passwords.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know all the accounts that the husband created. They have so much hardship that they face because of those little things. So it's so important, so vital. If as the father is the CEO of your business, make that a point as well. Put your husband in this equal playing field with you. Have the discussions. Know what you're doing with your money. That's what it's all about. But yes, I have that for you. And so I would love to have conversation. And again, it's always free to talk to me. I don't ever charge fees. I don't believe in that crap. I think that that is for all the traditional financial advisors. I break the mold. I break the box. It's all about education first. And so, yes, just give me a call, text me, email, whatever you want to do.
I love that. Well, ladies, I will make sure to leave all the links below so you can get on her calendar. And don't be afraid. Like, seriously, I know finances sometimes be talking about it can feel embarrassing, can feel like,
Yes.
you've done something wrong. There is nothing more powerful than to step up and have a real conversation with another woman that actually gives a rat's ass what's going on with you. And that's this woman right here. So
Yes.
make sure to grab her link and get on the calendar and have the conversation. It doesn't have to be hard. It gets to be easy. So thank you so much again for joining us. And as always, right, we always leave this until next time. Own it, embrace it, and celebrate the shit out of it, because you, my friend, are taking charge of business.